Morning, everyone. Hope you enjoyed some high life music from Ghana. Yeah, hope everyone had a good rest. How's everyone's weekend? People have a good rest? Yeah, everyone's muted because Sunday was short.
Good morning, Arun.
Morning, Mustafa. Now, home, was Sunday shorter than most Sundays, or did it just feel shorter?
Come again, please.
Was it shorter than usual, or did it just feel shorter?
Yeah, of course, it just felt shorter. I had no sleep for about 48 hours before Sunday, and most of it was spent sleeping. Okay. And I don't know why. Even after I woke up, it just felt really, really, short. But anyway,
I just think she also slept all of Sunday.
Yeah.
Did everyone get some good food at least? Did you have some food that you liked?
Yeah, we were fasting, and fortunately for me, fasting was over on Saturday actually. So, but I didn't have the time to enjoy the food I missed. So Sunday was the best time for that. And each minute aside from sleeping was spent eating my favorite foods.
But fasting means eating nothing, or not? No, you have then the different food that you have on fasting.
Yeah, I'm an Orthodox Christian, and you're restricted actually from some foods.
Okay, but the food in Ethiopia is so nice. The fasting food is as good as most others' regular food.
Yeah, we can say that actually. But the problem is when you're refrained from eating something, and magically it becomes, much better than the one you're eating. That's why.
Yeah, my mother always says hunger is the best cook.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So let's go straight into yeah, so a couple of announcements. So I'm sorry to have missed Friday's send off to Sebastian. Kevin reached out this morning that the week 4 results hadn't been returned, so they've been returned just this morning. And the week 4 interim will be released later today. So that was a bit of a miscommunication on our side. We will release the week 4 interim results today. Leaderboard went out as usual on Friday. We have the week 6 challenge that's been released. The one-on-ones, everyone should have signed up. I don't think everyone has signed up. So of course it's not required, but I think it would be useful. Take it as an offer, but also a chance to discuss how the training is going and what comes next, and to have a formal/informal discussion. So please do sign up. There are many slots remaining. And we're almost halfway done, which is cool. So we're into week 6, and yeah, I think if we've made it this far, the rest of it will be, it should become continually easier, more exciting. Lots of good stuff is happening. And I think from our side, it's really nice to see all of the community coming together and all of the super work that's happening. Yeah, it's exciting. Other than that, I think Yavival wanted to do the reflection on last week. And I see him in his throne with the light shining in from behind, so.
No, there is one light missing.
No, the sunlight.
The sunlight.
We don't need your artificial illumination.
Okay. I'll just switch it off then. I thought the throne has to have like an artificial light, but that's the
real kings use the sun and not the
That's true. So that just shows that I am not the real one. So okay, so should we do the retro now and move to the reflections, because that might be a natural cycle.
Sure.
And that we should have done it last week. Okay. So again, the retro is, if people are not familiar with the kind of Scrum methodology, it's about improving the process. So it's everything is a process, what we do, everything, including this, what we are stand up, including the work that we do, including the communications, every communications, if more than one person is involved in a work, then there is a process. So it's about then finding, so all the methodology we applied is some kind of, we assume that will help, but then definitely there are things that we need to improve, right? So it's like, and the good thing about, so this retro is like to identify one process that can be improved. And then if we improve it the next week, in this case, this week, then it will make life better. Everyone from the health perspective, from production efficiency, from anything perspective, it will make us as a community better. Okay, so within that aspect, so what has been, so we try to identify two things. One is what has been working that we need to keep definitely, and then what the others that needs to be improved to make our community better. So with that, then let's, if anyone has an idea, I think it would be nicer the retro to be just not nominated, not imposed, unless people are not speaking, but just feel free. What has worked for you last week and what you want to see it improved this week.
So just unmute and go ahead, guys.
Yeah. You can also just write in the chat if you want, just we can call your name. So the whole point is what was good for you last week and what excited you, what helped you to be, to kind of feel better, and what you would have liked slightly better, different. That is basically what you wanted to be improved.
All right. Prediction of Lowell being first equals 1.
Okay.
Probability of Lowell nominating first.
All right. So I hope you can hear me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, right. So I'd like to comment on Aaron's toggle. Is it just me or you just had a new stock right now? Yeah, so about last week. So I think the concept of team is actually very nice, because the whole concept was quite new to me. And thanks to Gerald Kioma, I mean, he really took his time and explained the whole modeling stuff for me, and he gave me a very good foundation to go by. Don't cover it up, please. So he gave me a really good foundation to go start learning myself. And even though we are still doing modeling this week, I feel like, okay, I now know what's the difference between having a classification problem and a logistic problem, which is something I don't know like 5 days ago. So I think I know how to go about it. And aside from that, I feel we are getting a little more reference in the challenge materials. Like initially for week 1, 2, and 3, I think the references are always much more. Yeah, I don't even need to search sometimes. I'll just go through the references, read them first, and from there I'll know how to go. But for last week, I think it wasn't that much. I mean, I was quite confused. I didn't know how to start. So, and this week, to going through it, I've not gone through it very well, but I went through the references too. I see that it's not that much, but I just feel like, okay, I'll have to do a lot of searching this time around. So yeah, but last week was really interesting, and I didn't gain as much as I thought I did. So yeah, thank you.
So Nahum, I think next.
Okay. So last week I didn't get any feedback on the, not actually feedback, but grading on the both the slide and GitHub. I mean, I don't know if it's just mine or everybody else's, but maybe it's proving to be difficult on your side to grade on based on each metric. So if that's the case, at least putting the overall grade will help us very much, because that way we can know which side is messing us up, or which side we should improve working. I mean, at least the overall grades would help us evaluate our performance better.
I think we just returned week 4 maybe 20 minutes ago, so you should have that.
Oh, on the Google Classroom?
Yeah.
No,
So
thank
that
you.
was an oversight from our side. So it was just returned.
No, thank you, thank you.
And the interim will figure out a solution to return that by end of day, but the finals have been returned.
Okay, thank you.
Anastasia, do you want to, we see your comment here about small groups. Do you want to give feedback plus talking about small groups plus? Or maybe not able to speak. Okay. Anyone who's not going to comment on my beard is welcome to speak. Tomorrow I'm going to come with a mask like Lowell, so I don't need to shave. It'd be great if a lady would like to make a comment. And then we can go to Hadi. All right, Stephanie. Stephanie, are you there? Charlene? Stephanie is there. Charlene is also here. Maybe there's a bad connection. Jeanette? Jeanette, can you hear us?
Stephanie can talk.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
So last week was quite challenging to me. I had a block of my PC, which was running slowly, but being with my group helped me to catch up. Yeah, it was good at all.
And Jeanette, suggestions to make it better?
What I would suggest is, in terms of feedbacks, maybe you can try to give some people, like if I'm always in rank 2 or rank 3, maybe you can approach and you can suggest like how I could have been doing for me to reach in task 1, like what I'm missing to be in a good rank. That's it, what I would suggest.
All right. Hadi?
Hello.
Good morning.
So our last week was it was just like any other week in which we start slow, and at the end we only really figure out what we are going to do, have more information about what we are going to do by the end of the week. So that's just like the standard. And going forward, what I would like is the same thing Janet suggested. Probably, okay, well, the feedback we get right now is what we've done. So if it could be, if what we could have done better could be included, like what Janet suggested, that okay, maybe the person that scored highest in a particular task did this, and or maybe did that, then maybe if that could be added as part of the feedback, we will all get better actually. So thanks.
Okay. Thank you. We've tried with Wamuyu. Is Wamuyu here?
Yes, I'm here.
Good morning.
Good morning. Last week I really enjoyed the teamwork, the small group work. That was actually what guided me through the week. I'd also not previously discovered the feedback on the Google Classrooms. Like I actually applied for the first time last week. So yeah, points for improvement. I don't know. Maybe I'll type one out in the chat box. Yeah, later as we go through the meeting.
All right, memory. Memory, can you speak? Are you here? Okay. Maybe it doesn't work. Elvis would love to speak. Elvis, Combo, David.
Yes. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yes. I would like to comment and maybe for last week. It was bad from my side because to the latter part of the week, I had some challenges at our home, and I had to go up and down through the weekend from Friday to take care of the challenges. But now it's all sorted. So because of that, I didn't reach the peak of my goals that I had set for the week, and also a little bit I dragged behind my group. So yeah, I feel guilty, yeah, because I wasn't available to help them. Yeah, that's on Friday. So yeah, and maybe I would like to comment at the same time, ask a question about our portfolios. I think it wasn't so clear from the start if we are the ones to make the portfolios and also update the portfolios. So I had to reach out to Yepro. I don't know if I pronounced the name well. So I had to reach to her, and she told me that we are the ones to make and to update it. So maybe a request is if we can have someone who will be in touch with us, and so that when we update, so that she or he can be able to tell us, you're doing it good, you're doing it bad, you can change here, you can change here, because we are in week 6, and I fear that we will reach week 12, and maybe some of us have not made the portfolios and we have not been updating it. So something that maybe you should consider. Thank you.
It's an excellent point. I think that what happens next will become more and more present throughout the training. Portfolios will be part of that. Priya she's going back to school, so she will be around, but not as much as before. So for now, I will be the key person who will be working with each of you, and we're going to look for a little bit more support as well. The preparing the portfolios, getting your CVs ready, it'll be the same format as up till now, where each of you is responsible, but we will provide feedback and guidance. So it's true that we have not provided a structure for you yet, but we are working on that. And we think that that'll be a key part of what will have to be done, but we will provide a little bit more guidance on that. But that's becoming very much front of mind for us as well, this goal of getting everyone job ready and being able to demonstrate the job readiness as well. So point well taken. Samuel, do you want to add something? Samuel Nagash, do you want to add something in person? Or you're not able to, right? Sorry, you're not able to speak. Ilakuru?
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, okay. First of all, I would like to appreciate, like I used to do, I appreciate the team and appreciate our tutors. And also, I would like to appreciate the team for last week challenge. Basically, I actually worked with team, like my team members. It was different from the one we did. When we did the one of PyMC stuff. The PyMC stuff that we did with the team, it was not really like a teamwork like that. It was just like everyone was just doing theirs on their own. But last week, everyone worked together. Like the person that was on the deployment was doing this, person that was on the visualization was doing this, and the person that was doing the modeling was doing this, and it was very fun. Like I learned a lot last week, and it was very wonderful. Understand, I had to learn some stuff like learning Streamlight, that is for deployment within few days. Like it wasn't really easy. I never knew I could have learned that stuff within few days, but because of the pressure and everything, I was able to learn it. Basically, maybe my suggestion is just like, I don't know, I've said it before, like if there can be like if the comments, if there can be like more feedback when they are giving feedback. Basically, when they just give feedback, just like, okay, you are remove 50 points from your point because you submitted late or stuff like that. But maybe if there can be something like maybe small addition, like, okay, this is what you ought to have done, or this is what you ought not to have done, or something like that. Not just talking about the grade, because some of us, like I myself, I'm not really interested in the grade or stuff. I'm just interested in developing myself and getting better, becoming a better data scientist. So basically, just like if I've done a particular task, if there's a way like I can just add another additional comment, like, okay, maybe I didn't get it right. You know, some of us might just do a try and error method to just submit and do something. Maybe if there's, okay, this is how you'll approach this problem or something like that, so that in real life, when we become, when we get to the real world and then become data scientists, we can actually know how we can approach some problems. And I think that's one thing I would love the team to add to our comment. Basically, it shouldn't just be about the grade. The grade, anybody can get any grade, but the thing is, are we actually on the right track? I know we can approach the problem from any perspective, but you know, some of us, like sometimes you just do some tasks, you just use what you just know, and it might not really be the right thing. So basically, if the team can just have something like, okay, this is how you should have approached this stuff, or you're not really doing it right, or something like that, then you can improve ourselves. I believe this is like a training, and we are here to develop ourselves. And any feedback, any comments, and I welcome any comments, whether or anything, as far as it will develop me. Basically, that is just the thing. That's just what I have to say.
That's fantastic. I think in terms of feedback, to some of this grading, some of these points have their own definition. So I think we will share that as well, just because when the way that we are grading is using rubrics, which each of them have definitions behind them. So for example, why a certain point, it includes some kind of, we try to make it objective at least, so we can share that one, just like we shared before, like, you know, the elements, but also we share what each of means, the definition of each of the points, such that you can calculate it for yourself.
So maybe that's a point to everyone to add to what Yababel said. Please have a look at the rubrics, because the comments are embedded within them as well.
Yeah.
And so it's really, so as somebody had said, I think it was Wamuya, that she discovered the comments. Please make sure you have a look at the rubrics as well, and that should provide at least some feedback. Point well taken, I think, about providing as much feedback as possible.
Biniam has his hand raised.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Biniam.
So last week was mostly great. Many things are working, as Yababal was asking. Many things are working. The challenges very nice. It's well structured. The tutorials are awesome. It was just great. One thing that was not working for me was the CBA. Maybe if Prosper is here, maybe there might be something we can modify or we can change. So the CBA, as important as it is, it's just not working out for me because I really want to be engaged in activities, but I'm constantly finding myself missing deadlines, not knowing what to do. Like we need to have a clear structure. For example, if we are doing one thing per week, like that should be clear for everybody. So that should be given for us as a challenge, and we'll come up with something. It should also be penalized. I'm pretty sure most of us are just ignoring or not participating enough in the CBA. So that's my comment. And last week was awesome for me. Last week was one of the best weeks I had in this training. That's not for me to say, but I think we did great as a team. We did a good job. So Saturday, just 2 or 3 hours before the deadline, power went out in our house. So I was running around town just to find an internet connection and submit on time. I managed to submit, so that was funny. Um, and one thing I noticed from myself is I'm just focusing on the wrong thing during each week. I have been focusing on the wrong thing. I was just trying to get a working code. I was just trying to submit challenges on time and so on. But what I really should have been doing is trying to be professional. It's clear now that you guys are trying to make us professionals. I was checking out the comments you left on Google Classroom. I was checking out the rubrics. So I was not just doing a professional job. You know what I mean? For example, my GitHub didn't have a README file. My code was not well structured. I was just focusing on providing a working code, however it does it. So from now on, I'll try to meet each criteria of the rubric and provide a very professional work. So each passing week, I'm getting more and more confident. I'm getting better at everything. I mean, everything. 10 Academy is doing a great job for me, at least. I'm getting better at everything. I'm getting better at coding. I'm getting better at analysis. I'm even getting better at my communication skills. In Ethiopia, English is our second language, and in the society, you get scolded, you get penalized for getting one sentence wrong or like for messing up the grammar. So it's not easy trying to speak English in Ethiopia. There's that kind of environment, but 10 Academy has provided with such an amazing environment where I can practice my speaking skills. Thank you for that. And the challenges are becoming less and less scary. I'm enjoying this. We're almost halfway, as Aaron said. So that's it. I'm just having a great time. Thank you, guys.
Wonderful. I think.
Alrighty.
Go and Prosper, yeah.
Can I come in?
Please, yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, well, I think thanks for the heads up, Bellingham, and suggestions of it. I just want to re-emphasize the intensity of the workload that we already have, and CBA comes in just to lessen that and also make our process much efficient. And if you're very much aware, each day has some sort of activities that is a bit relaxed to keep you going. I know usually Mondays and Tuesdays you're almost wrapping up, trying to submit your interim. So I would say that marks are being given for participation, and the last time you received feedback on that, what the best we can do is to ensure that you stick that inside of you, that there is a CBA that you need to participate in, same as you're taking your classes and all of that. It's just about being disciplined and participating. There's nothing much you can do about that. So I just want to emphasize that. And marks are being given. So if you get another feedback that your marks dwindle down, I think that should show that you haven't been participating. This is the best we can do at this point in time. So I just want to reemphasize that. Do understand that each day has an activity and you need to try to participate. It's just within 20 minutes or 30 minutes less. So just chip in some time and participate. The last time I gave out some activity, just watch the video and get back to us the following day. Not a lot of us have done that. So that shows that most of us are still not giving it a thought. And it doesn't mean that I don't see what is happening. I'm seeing that. So please, let's be more responsible leaders and put in our best. That's what I have to say. So maybe you should expect your record for the rubric rating for this week, not for last week. And that will show how you participate and what you need to improve on.
Okay. Great. I think I really love these discussions as well, because they kind of bring forward the clarity, what we are thinking, and also what you understood, right? So for me, for example, really the feedback that what we are doing in all of our effort is to make you more professional or understand the kind of what is expected to be job ready, and that you got that thing means, like, for me, oh great, so that means we are doing well, right? So, and I know that because I lived in academia a lot, and it's so easy to just do the work sometimes and just focus on just the essentials, which is doing the work. But outside, sometimes in business, that is part, and really scaling up, because in business, scaling up is a big deal. So it's just not working. It's like it has to be like, it has to work for another person. Also, if you were replaced by another person, it has to work. So this kind of replaceability must be the key. Like that's what industrial revolution brought us, all this advantage, is that you can replace one person by another and the system will continue. So we build a system, and then everything else, what we do is trying to make sure that it's independent of individuals. So that basically means professionalism. So when we say professionalism, it's exactly that. If you write a good code, someone reads it and someone can then maintain it. If you do it in a certain way, so we try to really kind of communicate that, and it seems you're getting it. That's great. And of course, talent is talent. I mean, ultimately what you will shine about is talent. But then if the talent is hidden, sometimes you may have a lot of talent, but you don't have the, basically the door. I mean, it's a house which is an amazing inside, but has no door, right? So if there is no door, like you don't go and appreciate the kind of whatever is available, the golds and stuff there. So this professionalism is really that kind of the door and window and kind of the standards, while the talent is basically what is inside the house. So great that you're getting it. And Prosper is just whatever he said is exactly what another part. This is also just community and team, and taking it serious. Something is also ultimately really what defines in every environment. If you make the environment, if you play a key role for the environment to be a place to go or a place to kind of enjoy, then you are going to shape it. That's called leadership and teamwork. It's like you're going to shape your own environment, because in many jobs, sometimes it's really, really not nice. It's sometimes you really end up in a job where, like, an amazing place, you want to go to work every day, and and sometimes it just doesn't work because people just work and go and stuff like that. And ability to take the role of that kind of making your environment, shaping your environment in the way you want it to be, is another really important skill. So that's what Prosper is kind of trying to do, and great that you understand what he's, what is the point behind that. And so I'm really happy. So, okay, so we don't have time now, but if there is anything, anyone who wants to add any comment, just let's give another 2 minutes and we can close the retro.
All right, so quick one. So we all know we have a CBA this morning, so I'm looking forward to all of us on the call to be in the CBA this morning during that time on Gmeet. Yeah.
All of the comments that you gave now, I put them, so you can also just tell us more. What is one thing we should improve this week? So from whatever I heard, one thing that I picked up is just the feedback part. So I think maybe we can work as a team here to improve that one, just the kind of the feedback part, because it was a repeated thing and it's a process we can improve. But if there is anything else, and the group work seems to really help, so we try to alternate again that one, and to give you also what is coming up. So you probably have seen this week is a lot more, okay, write a code that really is production ready, and kind of use Tableau. So it's like you have 2 days to use Tableau, but then you have to keep using it after this as well. So I will, like we'll after this we can do some reflection, just to see people's understanding. But the next weeks, starting from either next week or the week after, depending on if we get some kind of machine failure prediction for next week, we will have it. Otherwise, we will be targeting competitions. So Zindi and Kaggle, and the competitions to win, not to, as you can see, like if you put effort, it has to reward you. And it's not just only learning. There's no such thing learning without really having an ambition to it. So that's one of our goal, is for everyone within a team to really start winning some of these competitions. And by winning, it means for us, it's not just the term winning. I mean, it has a lot of, but also it's because who's the 10 Academy fellow? And someone, we can rate you like top 1% or whatever, but with respect to what? What is our baseline and what is our standard? Is it top 1% in Kaggle, which is kind of roughly similar to be more understood, or is it top 1% within the 50 people? So, or it's kind of like these things needs to make sense. So we want everyone to start at least to be in the rank in Zindi somewhere around top 10 or top 20, and in Kaggle top 100. And that kind of defines your scale in this. So I know it's an ambition, it's kind of, we iterate. So every week we will do for the 4 weeks after, from week 8 to week 12. While preparing for work, we're also trying to rank good, such that in our CV, people can reference us with respect to the world, with respect to the standard. So wherever you go, you will be kind of competing, like kind of, you will have a benchmark. So it's not a pressure. I don't like kind of really this, let's win kind of thing, but winning in this case is more like setting a standard. So setting our standard with respect to the world, kind of like, so you can work at any place because you have shown some kind of standard within a certain known framework. So that's a goal. So, and we will be crafting our tools. We will get help from other people who already won. We'll ask them to give us insight, feedback, and stuff like that. So, but that's the idea, just for you to have a kind of an understanding what is coming in the coming weeks. Great. So with that, let me stop the recording.